Welcome to this week's African Agri Overview. This week we'll be looking at the white maize balance sheet for East, Southeast and Southern Africa, which will play a crucial role in prices this season. All in this week's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Hi, I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe and welcome to this episode of the African Agri Overview, made possible by Zimmatic irrigation systems. Zimmatic pivots and lateral move systems combine high-quality components with exclusive structural designs and innovative features for a long-lasting solution you can count on. The goal of these videos is to provide you with valuable information that can help navigate the dynamic world of agriculture on the African continent. Make sure to contact our regular market analyst Jacques Pinard for more detailed reports on African soft commodity markets. Taking a quick look at the latest oil price trends, we saw Brent oil prices increasing to $90 per barrel due to the ongoing conflict in Gaza and the low supply from Russia and Saudi Arabia that is expected to continue until the end of the year, which is pushing up the prices at the moment. When looking at maize prices across the region, we saw that the average maize price in South Africa traded on $214, Zimbabwe on $340, Zambia on $305, and the DRC on $500 per metric ton. Tanzania is currently on $320, Kenya on $304, Uganda on $282, while Rwanda currently trades on $440 per metric ton.
This week you look at the white maize balance sheet for East, Southeast and Southern Africa. In our previous update, we focused on those countries with material deficits. This week we will shortly touch on the deficit countries, but spend more time on the potential surplus countries and how these could support countries with a shortfall. As indicated in a previous podcast, importing non-GM white maize from outside the African continent not an easy feat. Only options probably Mexico and the US. At this stage, neither of the two countries are competitively priced to export to East Africa. Take note, estimates used in this podcast are our best guesstimates and should be seen as such. This table indicates the significant expected deficit countries for the region for 2023-24, a period running more or less from mid-2023 to mid-2024. Deficit expected for Kenya around 1.2 million tons, Zimbabwe 800,000 tons, Malawi 500,000 tons, the DRC 700,000 tons, and Rwanda 200,000 tons. Other countries dependent on maize from the region are South Sudan and Burundi, but difficult to quantify these flows. Now we will focus on the surplus producers, namely South Africa, Zambia, Uganda and Tanzania. South Africa is expected to produce the biggest surplus this season, which is normally the case, at around 2 million tons. South Africa is a complete free market and we guess market forces will not allow any stock to dip below 500,000 tons, i.e. an exportable surplus of around 1.5 million tons. Also, South Africa is a GM producing country, so only Zimbabwe and the DRC are really potential export targets. South Africa is supposed to be producing small pockets of non-GM, but we believe volumes are insignificantly small. Small tonnage was exported to Kenya this season. The remaining surplus producing countries are all non-GM producers. Interesting to note that South Africa currently supplying the entire southern DRC maize meal import need due to the Zambia export ban. It is expected the Zambia surplus could be in the region of 800,000 tons this season. Again, given government involvement through the Food Reserve Agency, one expects the Zambia government will not allow ending stocks to dip much below 200,000 tons, i.e. an exportable surplus of say 600,000 tons. Zambia has an export ban on both maize and maize meal this season, but borders have seen healthy informal cross-border flows since June to Tanzania and Malawi. Guesstimates as much as 300,000 tons have already been exported informally. Both government and commercial involvement in early growing campaigns delivery April to June 2024, could add a little volume to the exportable surplus. The Ugandan surplus probably in the region of 500 to 700,000 tons. Uganda normally exports its entire surplus to Kenya, Rwanda and South Sudan. Guesstimates they have already exported in the region of 200,000 tons since mid-2023. Tanzania is an interesting one. They are usually net exporters of maize. However, the last few years they have exported extensively to Kenya to such a level they had to import formally and informally from Zambia and to a lesser extent Malawi latter part of the marketing year. This year could be similar. Market guess they produced a surplus of around 300,000 tons. However, Tanzania basically supplied the entire Kenya need from June to September and talk it could be 500 to 700,000 tons. So, although the market expect Tanzania produced a net surplus, they might need imports Q2 2024. So, our rough guesstimates indicate a small shortage in the region. However, when considering the import need of other countries such as South Sudan and Burundi, not so easy quantifiable but definitely importers, the deficit grows. That said, affordability does play a part in demand. Also, people consume less when there is a shortage and or use substitute products. During the last year or so, imported wheat into Kenya was cheaper than local maize, so wheat flour demand increased at the expense of maize meal. However, we guess maize prices in the region will remain above normal until at least mid-2024.
Thank you, Job, for sharing such valuable insights. These videos are made possible by Zimmatic Irrigation Systems. For those seeking more detailed information and comprehensive reports on sub-Saharan African soft commodity markets, I encourage you to reach out to Jacques Pinaar. I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe, and thank you for watching.